Welcome back to Mysteries of Mythology. Today we'll be diving into the eerie world of cursed objects, mystical artifacts shrouded in misfortune, myths, and supernatural lore. Across history, cursed objects have appeared in mythology, often bringing disaster to those who possess them. But their influence doesn't stop there. These artifacts have inspired modern media, shaping movies like Indiana Jones and anime like Jujutsu Kaisen, where powerful cursed relics fuel the stories we love. But enough stalling. Let's get straight into the artifacts. The Anguished Man. The Anguished Man is a reportedly haunted painting shrouded in mystery and terror. Its creator is said to have mixed his own blood with the paint before committing suicide shortly after finishing it. The painting has been in the possession of various owners, all of whom report disturbing phenomena. Witnesses claim to hear crying, whispering, and even see shadowy figures lurking near the artwork. Some report feelings of intense dread or unease when near it. Paranormal investigators speculate that the painting acts as a vessel for a tormented spirit. The most well-known owner, Sean Robinson, has shared footage of unexplained activity around the painting, including objects moving on their own and eerie sounds at night. Despite efforts to debunk its supernatural nature, the Anguished Man remains one of the most infamous haunted objects, its true origins and the full extent of its curse still unknown. Annabelle. Annabelle is one of the most famous cursed objects in paranormal history, a supposedly possessed Raggedy Ann doll. According to Ed and Lorraine Warren, famed paranormal investigators, the doll harbored a malevolent spirit that tormented its owners. Given as a gift to a nursing student in the 1970s, Annabelle soon exhibited disturbing behaviors, such as changing positions, moving between rooms, and leaving ominous notes. The spirit within it claimed to be that of a young girl, but the Warrens believed it was a demonic entity seeking a human host. Annabelle was eventually taken to the Warren Occult Museum, where it was sealed inside a glass case with warnings not to open it. Over the years, multiple incidents, including unexplained deaths of those who mocked the doll, have reinforced its sinister reputation. Whether real or legend, Annabelle continues to inspire horror films and remains a symbol of cursed objects. Busby's Stoop Chair. Thomas Busby's Stoop Chair is an infamous cursed object associated with death and misfortune. In 1702, Busby was sentenced to execution for murdering his father-in-law after a heated argument. Before his hanging, he reportedly cursed his favorite chair, warning that anyone who sat in it would suffer a tragic fate. Over the centuries, numerous deaths have been linked to the chair. Soldiers who sat in it during World War II allegedly never returned from battle. Visitors who mocked the legend met untimely accidents. Reports claim that a cleaning worker and a delivery man both died shortly after taking a seat. The chair's curse gained so much notoriety that in the 1970s it was donated to the Thirsk Museum in England, where it was deliberately hung from the ceiling to prevent anyone from sitting in it. To this day, its legend persists, and many believe the curse is real. The Crying Boy. The Crying Boy is a mass-produced painting series depicting a weeping child, infamous for allegedly surviving house fires, while everything else burned to ashes. The legend began in the 1980s after British tabloids reported multiple cases of homes mysteriously catching fire, with the only unscathed item being a Crying Boy painting. Firefighters even claim to have witnessed this bizarre phenomenon multiple times. Theories about its curse vary. Some suggest that the artist made a deal with the devil, while others believe the painting traps the spirit of a tormented child. Skeptics argue that the paintings were coated with a fire-resistant varnish, explaining their survival. Nevertheless, terrified owners began destroying or discarding them. Some claim that burning the painting results in bad luck, reinforcing its eerie reputation. Despite debunking efforts, the Crying Boy remains a notorious example of modern cursed objects with an enduring and chilling legend. Dybbuk Box. The Dybbuk Box is a small wine cabinet alleged to contain a malevolent spirit from Jewish folklore known as a Dybbuk, a restless soul that clings to the living. The legend began with an eBay listing in the early 2000s, in which the seller detailed terrifying experiences after acquiring the box, including nightmares, mysterious illnesses, and inexplicable phenomena like flickering lights and shadowy figures. Subsequent owners reported similar misfortunes, further fueling its reputation. Paranormal researchers claim that the box should never be opened, as doing so could unleash the spirit inside. The Dybbuk Box became widely known after it inspired the horror film The Possession, 2012. Though skeptics argue that the story was fabricated, many still believe in its supernatural nature. Today, the box is reportedly kept sealed in a secure location, ensuring that its alleged curse remains contained. Hope Diamond. The Hope Diamond is a deep blue gemstone shrouded in legends of misfortune. Believed to have been stolen from an Indian temple, the diamond supposedly carried a curse that brought financial ruin, madness, and death to its owners. Some of the most notable victims include King Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette, who were executed during the French Revolution after possessing the gem. Other owners reportedly faced tragic fates, such as suicides, bankruptcies, and violent deaths. In modern times, the diamond was acquired by jeweler Harry Winston, who later donated it to the Smithsonian Institution. Since then, the curse appears to have subsided, though some still believe it holds dark energy. Despite its ominous reputation, the Hope Diamond remains one of the most famous and valuable gems in history, displayed as a prized exhibit at the Smithsonian. Gold of Tolosa. The gold of Tolosa was an immense treasure belonging to the Volcae Tectosages, a Celtic tribe in ancient Gaul. The treasure, which consisted of vast amounts of gold and silver, was stored in a sacred temple in the city of Tolosa, modern-day Toulouse, France. In 106 BCE, Roman general Quintus Servilius Caepio looted the treasure during his campaign. However, legend says that the gold was cursed. Soon after, Caepio and his forces suffered a catastrophic defeat at the Battle of Arusio, one of Rome's worst military disasters. Furthermore, much of the gold disappeared under mysterious circumstances, leading to speculation that divine punishment had fallen upon those who dared to steal it. Some believe the lost treasure still exists, hidden away or sunken beneath a river. Whether due to supernatural forces or sheer coincidence, the gold of Tolosa remains one of history's most infamous cursed riches. Black Prince's Ruby. The Black Prince's Ruby is a large blood-red gemstone that has adorned the British imperial state crown for centuries. Despite its name, it is actually not a ruby, but a red spinel, and its history is steeped in bloodshed and tragedy. The stone first appeared in 14th century Spain, where it was owned by the Muslim Nasrid dynasty. It was later taken by Don Pedro of Castile, who was murdered by his half-brother Henry of Trastamara. From there, it made its way into the hands of Edward, the Black Prince of England, after whom it is named. Over the centuries, the gem passed through numerous English monarchs, many of whom suffered violent deaths, including Richard III, who was killed at the Battle of Bosworth. Despite the misfortunes surrounding it, the Black Prince's Ruby remains a central piece of the British crown jewels, continuing its legacy of intrigue and superstition. The Hands Resist Him. The Hands Resist Him is a chilling painting created by artist Bill Stoneham in 1972. Originally painted as a symbolic self-portrait, the artwork features a young boy standing beside a life-size doll with eerie, ghostly hands pressed against a glass door behind them. The painting gained a reputation for being haunted after it was sold on eBay in 2000, with the seller claiming that figures in the artwork moved at night or even left the painting entirely. Others who viewed the piece reported feelings of unease, nausea, or being watched. Paranormal enthusiasts speculate that the painting harbors a supernatural presence, while skeptics attribute the fear to psychological suggestion. Despite the legend, the painting was later acquired by a gallery and remains a famous example of internet-era haunted artwork. Whether cursed or simply unsettling, The Hands Resist Him continues to fascinate and terrify art lovers and paranormal believers alike. Robert the Doll. Robert the Doll is one of the most infamous haunted dolls in history. Owned by artist Robert Eugene Otto in the early 1900s, the doll was allegedly gifted to him by a servant skilled in voodoo. Otto formed an unusual attachment to Robert, often blaming the doll for mischief and strange occurrences in the house. Over the years, visitors and family members reported seeing Robert move on his own, hearing eerie giggles, and even witnessing the doll's expression change. After Otto's death, Robert was donated to the East Martello Museum in Key West, Florida, where his legend only grew. Museum visitors claim that taking a photo of Robert without asking permission leads to misfortune, as evidenced by apology letters sent to the museum. Whether a haunted relic or a product of eerie superstition, Robert the doll remains one of the most well-known cursed objects in the world. Ötzi the Iceman. Ötzi, also known as the Iceman, is the naturally mummified remains of a man who lived between 3,350 and 3,105 BCE. Discovered in 1991 in the Ötztal Alps, his body was remarkably preserved due to the freezing conditions. While Ötzi provided significant insights into ancient human life, he also became the center of a supposed curse. Many individuals involved in his discovery and study reportedly met untimely deaths, including forensic experts, archaeologists, and hikers who encountered his remains. Skeptics argue that these deaths are coincidences, but believers in the curse suggest that disturbing Ötzi unleashed an ancient vengeance. Some link the legend to historical taboos against desecrating the dead. Regardless of the curse's truth, Ötzi remains an invaluable archaeological find, providing unparalleled knowledge about prehistoric humans, along with an eerie mystery surrounding those who interact with him. Koh-i-Noor Diamond, the Koh-i-Noor Diamond, meaning Mountain of Light in Persian, is one of the most famous and controversial diamonds in history. Originally mined in India, the diamond passed through multiple rulers, often accompanied by war, betrayal, and death. The gem was seized by the British during the colonial era and placed in the British crown jewels. According to legend, the Koh carries a curse that only affects men, bringing misfortune and even death to male owners. As a result, it has only ever been worn by female members of the British royal family. Throughout its history, the diamond has been linked to the downfalls of dynasties and empires, adding to its ominous reputation. While some view it as a symbol of power, others see it as a relic of colonial exploitation. Whether cursed or not, the Koh diamond remains one of the most contested and mysterious gemstones in history. The Terracotta Army. The Terracotta Army is a massive collection of life-size clay soldiers buried with China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang, around 210 BCE. Discovered in 1974, the army was intended to protect the emperor in the afterlife. However, those involved in its excavation reportedly suffered from strange accidents, illnesses, and deaths, leading to speculation of a curse. Some believe that disturbing the emperor's tomb unleashed a vengeful force, while others attribute the misfortunes to exposure to ancient toxins and superstition. Chinese legends often warn of dire consequences for desecrating tombs, reinforcing the idea of an imperial curse. Despite the alleged curse, the Terracotta Army is one of the greatest archaeological discoveries in history, offering invaluable insights into ancient Chinese civilization. Its discovery, while awe-inspiring, continues to be surrounded by mystery and fear of retribution from beyond the grave. Tomb of Tutankhamun. The Tomb of Tutankhamun is one of the most famous alleged cursed sites in history. Discovered in 1922 by British archaeologist Howard Carter, the tomb contained the nearly intact remains of the young Egyptian pharaoh. Shortly after its opening, several people involved with the excavation, including Lord Carnarvon, who funded the expedition, died under mysterious circumstances. This fueled the legend of the pharaoh's curse, which claimed that anyone who disturbed the tomb would suffer misfortune or death. While modern science suggests that some deaths could be attributed to mold spores or infections, the idea of the curse remains deeply ingrained in popular culture. Movies, books, and documentaries have perpetuated the myth, making Tut's tomb a symbol of ancient curses. Whether supernatural or coincidental, the curse of King Tut remains one of the most enduring legends in archaeology, adding to the mystery of Egypt's legendary pharaohs. And that's it for today's video, folks. We've explored some of the most fascinating and cursed artifacts throughout history, from the Gold of Tolosa to the legendary Tomb of Tut. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more mysterious content, and hit the bell so you never miss a future video. Let us know in the comments which artifact you found the most intriguing, or if you've heard any other cursed object stories we didn't mention. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.